Alright, so it was a new day working on the toyways. Luke's here helping with fabrication and filming again. So we've ground back the trans crossmember, gusseted the corners, painted it, and now we're making a battery bracket, which I'll show you in a minute, to go in front of the engine and off to the passenger side. So that'll be a battery, ECU on the side of that, and then clamp on top, and that's pretty much it. So I've been doing a bit of wiring again this morning. I made a earth line for the fuel pump, just left it really long because I don't know where it's going to go yet. And I've put the wire from the alternator to the starter motor back on, and then I just need to make the alternator to battery, and then we're good to go. So we'll get this battery mount all finished up, bolted in, and then put the battery in, and then make cords and wires to suit. So I got the battery mount here. Luke's cut it up, 4 pieces, made a 45-degree, welded the back of it, looks really nice. And we've got another piece of elbow on the side to put a bolt through, and this mounts to the original would be the radiator bolt. So gonna grind this smooth, put the ECU on this end, which I've got some little brackets for, and then this end goes under the chassis rail, put a bolt through this. So there'll be a bolt there, and it sits this way in the truck. So the front truck will be over here, and then the ECU will be bolted to the side of the battery. So that's where we're at so far. Just gonna drill some holes and put it in. So I've got the battery mount in place now, so there's a bolt on this side and a bolt down in there. That's pretty much all it needs. So I need to do 2 little tabs off of either side in the middle for the battery hold down clamp. And then when you want to do a plate on the end of here for the ECU to bolt onto. And then all the wiring will go to the ECU. And then that's about it really. Battery mount will be done. So I'll just trim the battery mount slightly. Now I'm going to grind this weld off on this end, and we're going to make the ECU mount to the end of it. So all ground back, all nice and flat now, so we can put the 2 little bars I've made for the ECU. So we're going to have 2 bars that run up here, welded along here, and then 4 little bolts for the ECU to go on the side. So the ECU should be waterproof. I really hope it is. I'm not actually sure. So it'll be fine. If it isn't, we'll move it and put it in a box and stuff and deal with it then. I set myself on fire a couple of times, and now I have a red mark and no hair just there. But we're good. It's only a little bit on fire. It's still good. there a trick to changing your drill bits? I'm just having a bit of trouble getting it out. Got the drill bit working. Alright, so as you just saw, we've been having some issues with the drill yesterday. So we went and bought a new Milwaukee one. So it's super fancy and got a driver and another couple of batteries and a full kit, so it's pretty good. Got home and realised that the card that I used had been declined because it was $2 short and they hadn't charged me, and I drove home. So being the good dude that I am, sometimes, I rang them and said, you haven't charged me, and paid for it over the phone. And they said, oh, pop in and come see us. And they gave me another battery and a goodie bag. So it pays to be a good dude sometimes. I mean, I could have had free tools, but then every time I use them, I'm going to be sitting there like, oh, this is guilty. So anyway, cool stuff. I got a package from Ben as well, which is a package from Third Strike Fabrications in Sydney. So I've been trying to get him to build me something for one of my cars for a long time. It's a bit hard being 1,500 kilometers away from me. But this is the new header tank for the truck. So let's open it up. Alright, so all unwrapped. Got the new header tank for the truck. So he's put a mount on the top for me here. Put some bolts through that. Rad cap in and out. So it came with some stickers. This is a little cartoon version of his car, which is a 86 with a Honda K motor in it. Super cool car. And Third Strike Fab sticker. So check him out on Facebook, Instagram, wherever he posts his stuff. I'll put it on the screen. But his work is incredible and he's a good mate of mine. So thank you very much, Ben. This is awesome. I'm so happy to finally have some of your work on my car. So I just opened my goodie bag. Got a t-shirt in large, which is nice. And then we got the battery, which he threw in, which is awesome because you can never have enough batteries. A pair of socks, which is kind of weird to have in a goodie bag, but they look like good socks, so I'm actually okay with that. Bottle opener, a pair of different stubby coolers, and a little book for all my notes and crap. Awesome. Thanks, Adelaide Tools. Stoked. If you're in Adelaide, go to Adelaide Tools. They rock. I go there all the time anyway, so this is just a bonus. Alright, so the truck hasn't been revving for a couple of days. I couldn't work it out, but we found a broken pin in the back of the ECU, which Dale and I have just pulled out. So the piece he's got there was in the plug, the longer piece was in the back of the ECU, and the smaller piece was in the plug. So we pulled it out, it was just there, and then we pulled out the one next to it and replaced the pin. So hopefully, we should plug this back in now, and we should have throttle pedal.
But that'd be too easy.
That would be too easy. Even though this was a pain in the arse and it took about an hour. Just plug the ECU back in and the throttle body is now doing things. So if I turn power on, you can see it do that little thing. So that's the priming and that's the pedal working.
Ooh.
Oh, that's pretty.
And that's the water pump.
We start up with the new ECU, we put the new pin in, hopefully everything works now. So keys on, accessories and stuff, start her up, and then I'll give it a couple of revs, and if it revs, we fixed it.
It's going to be the fuel tank on a mate of mine's pretty ridiculous hot rod / truck thing. So some fuel fittings and I'm going to turn this into a fuel tank. Right, so turning 2 beer kegs into a fuel tank. So we welded these 2 tubes together, 50mm tubes. I'm just filling them up, make sure that my welds aren't leaking. There we go, fall to the top. I'll keep an eye on them over the next 20 minutes.
So second stage, just dropping off the fuel tanks, and this is what they're going in.